Can I help you in any other way?
I was just wondering what time we finished up at.
I don't usually put a time on it.
No.
Having some technical difficulties at the moment, but once the mic gets wet, it needs to dry it again before it works. And just by your breath. If you're too close to it like that, you know. And I try to be so I can keep the volume down. Otherwise, if I'm like that, I have to turn up the gain.
Don't have it too loud.
What's too loud?
I don't exactly know.
That is the difficulty.
To be an expert.
I'm not asking you to be an expert.
But it's like people are sitting there and they can actually, like, you hear the music there now. That's, I would deem acceptable.
What music? Where's that? Where's that come from?
Radio, but like I think that may be possibly acceptable.
Possibly acceptable.
That's just my opinion.
For a public speaker, I can't hear what's being said there. All I can hear is boom, 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 boom. It's very indistinct.
Move closer. See, if people want to hear you, they'll actually come to you, Steve.
That's why I stand here.
Stand over there so people.
It's actually better here. I've discovered over time being here, it's better to stand there.
Okay.
Plus, there's less people directly in front of me.
Okay. Good point.
So you see, obviously the purpose of coming out, street preaching, is to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's to exercise your right to public expression, or freedom of expression as it's termed.
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Well, that's
your
good.
beliefs are your beliefs. Okay, you believe in all of that.
Yeah,
You
and
believe
I have a right
in
to.
religion.
I have a right
All
to herald. I have a right to preach that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Not forcing anybody. That's different.
But that's it. I believe we should not.
That'd be
force
Sharia
our
law.
beliefs on anyone else.
But that'd be Sharia law. That'd be a different thing. Nobody forces.
That's why you preach all you want. Just
Yeah.
keep your comments to yourself.
But what do you mean by comments?
I
mean, commentary is also a freedom. You know that.
Not on.
Depends what you mean by
can't turn
commentary,
around-
though.
You can, I'm just saying, right? Some of the complaints that have been phoned up to the station
Yeah.
may have been that you have, say, said or remarked on someone's appearance.
Lies.
Okay.
That'd be lies.
Okay.
Why would I be? What do you mean? Like, did they elaborate by remarked on their appearance? Like what? Disparagingly, derogatory in a derogatory way? Just lies. That's
Okay.
just lies.
Okay.
And people will lie to manipulate a situation.
That can happen.
Yeah.
I've listened to you for a bit today, and I must say, for the time that I did listen to you, you didn't say anything.
But I didn't notice you were there just before you left.
Yeah.
Because it's unmarked. And I was focusing on what I was doing.
Well, that's good.
So I do try in terms of commentary, just so that we're on the same understanding
if
of
someone engages with you, that's fine.
Of course, yeah, I understand that. No, I do. Like I have read up on these things. I think it would be remiss of me to come out and not know the limitations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so like it depends what you mean by commentary. Like commentary is not an offence if I'm talking about matters that are relevant to this day and age. That would be considered commentary. So if I'm talking about an issue like abortion, it's not against the law to do so. If I'm talking about an issue of gay marriage, it's not against the law to do so. That's why they held referendums.
Yes,
So
true.
The referendum doesn't then thereafter remove your right to revisit that issue.
No, but we live in a society where it's very much PC, and there are a few touchy subjects.
Well,
Would you agree?
Well, look,
And those two you've mentioned would be
something can be touchy if
and voicing it loudly in a public place, that could possibly upset a few people.
it doesn't constitute an offence, Gareth.
Under the Criminal Justice Public Order Act 2006, under the civil, and I do say civil, you understand this, that it could be classed, if enough people complain, as being antisocial.
It can't be, because antisocial in terms of public nuisance has to be deemed as an illegal activity.
And that's where the judge would say it's illegal.
Well, if the judge can't, on his own accord, go against constitution.
We will gather the evidence and present our case to the judge. And as
It would be hearsay.
Well, no, look, we'll gather our evidence and we let the judge decide that. And that's
Well, if you want to go before the court, you're more than entitled to. Hearsay cannot lead to a conviction.
look. I know the judge won't accept hearsay.
Yeah.
That's why we take statements, and that's why we
Statements
give
are
our
hearsay.
own evidence. No, Stephen, if someone makes a statement,
That's hearsay.
a complaint.
It's a complaint, but it's hearsay.
It's their statement.
Yes, but you need to look. I'm talking about if you bring their statement, like a report. You take a report, right?
Yeah, but that's why they'll be there.
Can I finish?
Every witness will be in court.
Can I finish, Richie?
Sure.
If you take a complaint
Yeah.
and you present that as evidence, even though it is evidence, it's still deemed as hearsay in terms of law.
That is why people will be there to present evidence. Direct evidence is prima facie evidence.
It still doesn't necessarily lead to a conviction. It can't. It's not deemed as proven evidence.
All pieces of evidence combined help the judge come to his decision.
Yeah, but again,
Are we not agreed on that?
I don't agree with that. I don't contract with that.
Okay. Well, that's how our system
yourself.
works. Okay.
I don't contract with that because if something is not proven to be solid evidence, it cannot be admissible in a court of law as evidence leading to a conviction.
Again, that's the judge. will
Otherwise,
make that
somebody
decision.
could say, I could conspire. Say, Richie, get a few of the guards together. We need to get rid of this lad. We've 10 complaints a day.
Yeah.
And Richie goes around the station and says, well, lads, we need to get our stuff together here. We need to pile the evidence so that the judge kind of goes, well, this is cut and dry, 7 against 1. Who's defending this guy? Nobody, he's on his own. Easy target, get rid of him. You see, the problem with that is that law is law. And conviction can be revisited. And people can lose their jobs. Judicial review, all sorts of things can come after that. So it's not just we've had our day in court. It's open and shut.
Right. Well,
So a judge knows that he has to be held accountable for how he comes about his.
I'm sure the judge knows that.
Well, he
And
should.
Let's have our day in court and you see what happens.
Are you
after.
saying that you're going to seek a civil injunction? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. No.
Well, you said let's have our day in court, so there was an implication in
I'm
that.
sure we will someday.
Are you?
No, I'm sure.
How can you be
I'm
sure
we
unless you've already started the ball
will. I'm sure we
rolling?
will. No, but look, if you keep doing this, I'm going to have to do my job.
If I keep engaging in constitutionally protected activity, you have to do your job. What do you mean by that?
If people make complaints that they feel under stress, that they can't,
Stress?
you
Who am I causing stress?
Everyone feels stress in different ways.
That's right, but then you can't, and I use these words again, arbitrarily and whimsically.
It is arbitrary.
It's arbitrary to say something's wrong just because you're in a bad mood.
But this is why we gather the evidence like that and let the judge decide.
But again, let's not hold court on the side of the road. I don't want you to be in a position where you're trying to get a conviction and it's going against constitutionally protected activities, because that's a serious offence. It's a betrayal of the state.
Well, if the state says that, then fair enough.
Well, one judge doesn't necessarily represent the state.
So what is your address anyway?
Why?
I'd just like to know. I'd like to know
If you want to give me a summons,
if we're engaging here.
I'll probably
now,
be here, you
just
can
for,
come down
for your
and-
welfare. I would like to know your address.
how would it be my welfare?
Because at least we know where you live in case. Like I'm a community police guard or police officer or whatever label they want to put on it these days. So, if I'm engaging, most people that I engage with, I like to know their name and address.
You have my first name. You probably know my second name.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So,
I also know you've had a number of addresses.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I've been renting for many years in Wexford.
Okay. You were in Waterford as well, were you?
For a short time.
And Cork?
In
Did you
hostels. Cork? No.
No.
Cork, no.
Are you,
Been to
have
Cork.
you given up the wedding stuff, singing?
Oh, the music? Yeah, I have a problem with my sinus.
Oh.
Prevents me from singing.
No, not that there'd be much business going these days anyway.
No. I'm a qualified chef.
Are you?
But again, there's not much. I've looked in jobs.ie and stuff. There's not. I was chefing for 10 years, 10, 15 years on and off.
What was that? Just all
Just all
around?
over the place.
In Ireland or abroad?
Ireland, very little bit abroad, but mostly Ireland, yeah.
What do you specialise in?
I was during the boom. You were just a skivvy,
Yeah.
and then I wouldn't say I specialise in anything. If I was doing it again, I probably would have went to Michelin star or straight there and not messed around. Even worked for free. just bed and board and that's it. But it's a very different climate now, isn't it?
It is.
With the lack of jobs and people who are very financially comfortable now finding themselves on Skid Row, so to speak, because it's a real place, isn't it, Skid Row?
Right. Look, I'll leave you to it. Just bear in mind what I said.
But again, if you do want to contact me with the summons or anything of the sort, I'll probably be here. Thanks, Richie.
Okay. Bye.